Yeah, so, there was it was a hard decision because when we sold the company, we were very successful. We were already the number one player, and that is the reason why the largest company in the payment industry, not the Visa, but we also had offers from MasterCard, we had an offer from PayPal, we had an offer from Amazon. So we had multiple offers, but Visa had the biggest check. So we picked that, and it was a hard decision. I think I did it at two levels. One was that I wanted to take a more practical approach. My biggest concern was that I wanted to make sure that people who have put in money in my company, I want to give them a ROI, return on investment, because these are the people who have trusted me, and they put in their money when there was nothing, and then when there was very little, or we were going through hard times. And so when the offer came, I thought, look, if we can keep going for another 2-3 years, we can make it an enjoyable company, it can become $1 billion company, potentially upside, because everything keeps going the way it is going. We don't know that. But then I had also tasted the failure of two of my previous companies, and I've also seen the 9/11 that happened. I had seen the dot-com bust. So there was an fear inside me, and it is always a fight between greed and fear. So sometimes we get very clue that we can make more money, and sometimes we get very fearful that again everything will just fall apart. And currently I'm getting $250 million. Maybe a year from now I won't get anything. So I think it was a healthy debate between greed and fear. And ultimately, I just wanted to protect the downside for my investors rather than giving more upside. Because even with that 250 million price tag, my investors were getting 5.5x return. And I thought that, look, on one, there is two scenarios here. One scenario is that this 5.5x return, which is fantastic, they will all love me for the rest of their life. But one scenario is I can get that return from 5.5 to 10x. And then there is also another scenario where that return can turn out to be zero. So, what is the best option here? Should I be working hard to give them now a 10x return? Should I just give them 5.5x return and let them have them love me for the rest of their life, and they are happy and I feel happy that I return their money with good returns? Or should I continue with the fear that this whole thing can fall apart and I want to return their capital back and they will hate me for the rest of their life? So the answer was very clear.
As you mentioned that it's good to have backup plans if your idea fails, then did you have a plan B for Playspan?
Yes. So, as I had mentioned earlier, I had learned that hard way. So, in Playspan, we started as a consumer service. So, we were a consumer company. We set up a website and we created an eBay style website where gamers can come to our site, create an account. They get a virtual currency wallet, and then they can list, buy, sell, and get paid. Or they can pay or they can get paid, one of the two. And that actually, in reality, that plan A failed because trying to get gamers to your site is a very hard thing. Because basically, in the whole internet, you're trying to do all kind of SEO and SEM optimization to try to pull traffic, and pulling traffic to a website is a very expensive proposition, very difficult. And as a startup, we didn't have any money Majority of the startup don't have money for marketing because no investor will give you money for marketing. Investors only give you money for developing the product. And so our plan B was to stop going direct to consumers and go directly to developers and enterprise, which is basically the game publishers. And so we flipped, start pivoting from a consumer company to an enterprise, to a developer company.
So you just mentioned how first two failures led you to decide to sell off. But when you were starting the third company, wasn't that playing in your mind? Like, were you determined that I want to be an entrepreneur and nothing else, or what was it?
Sorry, can you rephrase the question? Like,
Okay.
it's a good question, but I want to make sure that I get it correctly.
So the first two failures led you to sell off the third one. But weren't you thinking about the two failures when starting the third one? While starting the third one?
Or starting the third.
Like, were you determined about being an entrepreneur?
No, oh, absolutely, absolutely. You cannot start anything unless you are determined. So, and the failures, of the first company and the some wonder success of the second one, you have all those experiences, and whether it is success or failure, it doesn't really matter. You take it as everything as lessons learned. So it didn't kind of prejudice and color, the starting of the next one. So it didn't come in the way. If that is the question. I'm not sure if I'm answering the question correctly or if I understood the question correctly.
Anybody else? Yeah.
I want to ask, how does the society and the investor space treat or fail on
Everybody should ask questions. That's important.
In India or in the
I
US?
said
in
everybody should
India
ask
and the Indian
questions.
market?
How the society and the investors
Yeah. How do they
look
look
at
at
it? Okay. So I don't have much experience in India because I have not actually started it. I mean, I had companies in India, but they were always my subsidiaries of my US company. So Playspan India, because they create a development center. So I think I have much experience in India, but I can tell you, just from a US perspective, that I think it's perfectly fine for people when they see that something fails, and even people are okay if they lose their money, because I think anybody who invests in startups, they already know that this is a high risk, high beta investment. So they are already going into a small investment with their high viability. And the money that generally people invest in startup is like in America what they call the play money. And the play money is basically the money that you are willing to lose. And this is basically an individual investment. Even for the large funds, they don't have play money because their whole money is about investing and getting a return. But they have this ability because the fund is large size. They are not putting all the money in the stage because of high rate. They hedge their bets by, if you have a 100 million fund, you put 1/3 into early stage, 1/3 into mid stage, 1/3 into late stage. So basically they hedge the bets. So even if you fail, whether your investor is an individual who is using the play money, or whether it is a fund who has, hedging, they generally will not take it personally. And even though I joke about it, nobody's gonna come and hate you or anything like that. I think the only thing that they expect is that you are super. So as long as you are super transparent by communicating, almost on a weekly basis or monthly basis, every single thing that is happening, and why something fails, people are protecting that. So I think the best way to build a reputation with people and investors and society and everybody is not by trying to be very successful in life, but the best way to build a reputation is trying to be as much transparent, so that even whatever you are doing and anything that you do, there is a 50% chance that 50% of the things that you do is your faith. Right? So half of the things that we try is gonna fail half of the time. And so your only insurance policy against that failure that you live a very transparent life. In fact, if you are more transparent, instead of people not liking your failure and people talk bad things about this guy, messed it up or he screwed it up, he didn't do a good job and I lost my money on him. Instead of saying all that, you want people to sympathize with you. And you want people to tell you that, oh my God, I know you tried many different things. You worked really hard, and yet it didn't work out because of whatever reason, No market timing at all.
How many business plans did you end up writing, Karl?
Well, in practical terms, none, zero. But in real terms, yes. So it's kind of different in Silicon Valley compared to a lot of places. So there is no one wisdom. So in some markets, you have to write a formal business plan. Okay, it's important because it helps you to put down all your thoughts, organize. Actually, more importantly, helps you organize your thoughts, and also then, and very important, that helps you communicate your thoughts. So I am not the other extreme who would say that there's no need for any business plan. Although there is wisdom in both of them. So if you want to get thoughts organized and want to get it communicating very well, it's good to write a business plan. And if you don't need to communicate too much, and if you can communicate with very simple, like 10 slide PowerPoint, then that's good enough. That's basically becomes your business plan. So in the Valley, we don't generally write a whole long format business plan, but essentially, typically, most companies have like maximum 20 slide deck. And that's basically a business plan, and you continue to iterate and you keep updating as you keep going. And you keep using that for communication.
So, how many iterations did you have of your slide deck over the 5 years? Or 7 years? Is that 7 years from start to exit?
Yeah. Well, 5 years from start to selling, and then 2 years at Visa. Well, yeah, but essentially 5 years. I think thousands, because
Thousands.
because basically every single day you're gonna learn something, right? And you're gonna learn something new, which you didn't know yesterday, right? If you are paying attention close enough, then you're going to learn every day. If you're not paying attention close enough, then you will probably not learn, right? And as you learn, you have to adjust the view of the reality, because what you thought was true yesterday may not be true today. And so all those things, your view of the world keeps changing, and basically you use that to keep updating, your plans. And it's one thing to update your plan because you feel like that. It's also very difficult to as the team keeps growing to update on how the view of the reality is changing.
Okay, and did you actually do the sales calls yourself, or did you have a VP of sales and marketing who met the first customers and everything? How did you get the
Now the first, I think the first 10 customers, or depending on which market you are, but the first 10 or 20 customers has to be brought by the sales call, has to be done by the CEO and the founder. Okay? Because if you hire a VP of sales, even though he may be a very good, he or she may be a very good person, it is not about that person. That, because there is so much risk in your company, that people are not going to have trust in buying from anybody, because your first 10 customers are not buying your product. Your first 10 customers are not buying from your company. Your first 10 customers